Hello, and welcome back to Video Games. You are watching Action Button live on the Action Button Goblin Bunker Network located at twitch.tv/Action Button. I'm your MC, Jerry Trashcan. Hello. Coming to you live from the greatest city in the world. Talking about New York, baby! Up yours, Los Angeles. You wanna know what really gets my goat? People coming up to me in the street, they say, I think I recognize you from somewhere. They say, hey, ain't you Jerry the Trash Can? I'm like, no, I'm not a trash can. I'm Jerry Trash Can. Anyway, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Let me just go ahead and introduce you to your host. That's me. Hello, everybody. Hungry Harvey's, he's not sure if he's dead. Have you seen Hungry Harvey recently, Mimsy? Have you seen him? Where was he?
On the floor below us.
Is he rolling around in some dirt?
I ran into him in the elevator.
He rolling around in some dirt?
He stands right outside, right next to the mailbox. Every single day from 9 a.m. to about 7 p.m.
We've recently had a sort of a Larry Davidian moment where there's an individual who is constantly perched outside our building. And I went out and walked Bibbithy Babbis I walked him like 4 times. Mimsy was out. And every single time I went out, every 2 hours, I just took Bibby for a little walk outside. And there's just a guy standing out there. And everyone coming out the building goes, hey, how you doing? He goes, what's up? And I'm just like, this guy's just standing here. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, he says hi to me. Seems like a decent fellow. It's just, do I have to say hello to this guy every 2 hours? I wouldn't have been upset. I'm not upset at him. I would not have felt anything at all if he weren't leaning against the mailbox that I needed to send a letter from. And also that Bibbithy Babbis wanted to pee on. He wanted to urinate on that trash can. So, Someone's about to get themselves ripped out of the show here. Somebody has a bit of a problem. Hold on, who's this person? I don't know what to do. How to do this to people. Hold on. I don't know how to do any of these mod things. What is this? 10 minutes? I didn't want to do 10 minutes. I was just going to do like 5 seconds.
Then cancel.
There we go. It's just going to annoy people. It's just going to... I don't want to just annoy someone by timing them out and then timing them back in. I don't want to have to do 2 things. Yeah, Bibbity Babbis is really relaxing. He's a real chilled out little dude. That's my baby. That's my baby boy. I don't know what we're going to do today. However, we stream every Friday, right? So, what do we do, right? What do we do? I've got the... I mean, clearly I have the Nintendo Switch ready to go. I mean, I guess, this top of the show, we talk about stuff, right? We tend to talk about stuff here at the top of the show. Did you all see the news? Did you see the news? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Did you see Chris Rock slapped Will Smith at the Oscars? Did you see this? Holy Lord. Did you see that? I don't know if I can take it. Yeah. They did it the other way around this time. Previously, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Now they had another Oscars. So Chris Rock can slap Will Smith. Good joke from me. Very good joke. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, there's a... Yeah, there was some stuff in the news. We don't need to talk about the stuff that was in the news because, what does it really matter? What am I going to say about it, right? What am I going to say about it? It's interesting. I'll give it that, in so much as a lot of stuff that's fascinating isn't necessarily necessarily the best sorts of stuff, My dog's, his face is off the camera. Why is he sitting like that? This is such a bad camera angle. I swear to God, I'm a normally proportioned person. Let me put my legs together so that it looks here. There we go. No, wait. Let me put my knees up like this. There we go. I swear to God, I'm a somewhat regularly proportioned. No, I'm sitting. This is how I sit in this sofa, Jerry.
You look shorter than me.
I look like... Well, also, do you not see the perspective of the camera? Do you see that? How it's going down?
Oh, yeah.
It's going down and to the left. Do you see that? It's like it's slanting down.
Why
So
did you
naturally,
do that?
I would look lower down than you. I really do look like some sort of Jim Henson's Creature Workshop sort of torso on a pair of tiny pants is what it looks like.
Like SpongeBob.
Torso on tiny pants. Oh yeah, I saw that Paulie Walnuts, he perished. And James Caan passed away. Did you see that? Stu the Shoe, you're gonna have to get timed out for 3 seconds for saying that word. I'm sorry. I'm gonna time you out, but I'm gonna time you right back in. Don't worry, it's not gonna hurt. Here it comes. Timed out. Okay, and now you're back. I don't know how to do the shorter timeouts. You can't use that word. That's a weird word. I don't like it.
Oh my gosh! Wow, they count the number of bans and timeouts.
Wait, do they?
Yeah.
Wait, Twitch does? I didn't mean to do that then. I thought it was just a funny thing.
You just ruined their record, their clean record. You just put a dirty little stain on there.
A little tiny permanent record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like a puppet. I hate this. I'm gonna take these glasses off. I mean, I promise to God, I can photograph myself in a manner that makes me look like the regularly proportioned. See, this looks all right, right? I mean, the shirt is big, but it's an oversized shirt. This looks all right. This looks Goblin style, dude. This looks like, oh, hello and welcome back to my show. I look like some kind of a Twitch streamer. This looks like god darn Jabba the Hutt took a dump or whatever. You know, this doesn't look real. This, wait, hold on. Where was that one? There's another one. It doesn't look right. Stu the Shoe, are you doing all right? Are you doing okay? I didn't mean to mess you up. I didn't mean to mess up your whole life. Yeah, I look like one of those. I look like I belong. Like I look like I'm at a used car lot and business is done for the day. So they turn the inflatable man off, and he falls over in a creased in a way such that there's still air in one part. I've seen this for real once. Little Bibbidi Babbis is here. A Yam Chop subscribed for 8 months. Wow. And what does Tier 1 mean? Is that related to Pier 1 imports? Hold on, hang on. Is that related to something? A $5 sub? That's not bad. Yeah, I look like I work at like a Quiznos, like underneath a NASCAR track. I know. I look like I'm the manager of a Quiznos underneath a NASCAR track. That sounds better.
Oh, you should put on your hat.
The shirt is silk. What hat?
That'll make you look more like a manager.
I wear this.
Yeah.
I wear this hat outside so people don't recognize me in the street because I'm such a celebrity.
No.
I wear this hat because you know, it's good to prevent sun damage to your face and eyes. F1 thoughts? I saw the thing with the Lewis Hamilton. He crashed his car. Yeah. Oh, Gunther Steiner. Yeah, that guy's got some silk shirts. Yeah, this is a silk shirt. I'm wearing a silk shirt because I figured, why not own one silk shirt, right? Why not own one silk shirt?
Is that truly silk? It feels like.
Oh, you're just gonna grab it and like squeeze it like it's burlap, like you're checking the ripeness of the potatoes at the farmer's market. Is that what you're gonna do? Just gonna squeeze it up. Oh yeah. Oh crikey. Did y'all see the news? Guy got slapped at the Oscars. You see that? You see that? Very good. Silk is a very nice material. I was looking at myself accidentally, like in the mirror, standing up, and I saw myself, and I was like, "Hey, I look all right. The shirt looks good." And then I see this across the room on this computer monitor, you know, through a glass darkly, as it were, and I'm like, "Oh my God, the laptop really doesn't sell it." I need some kind of Hollywood talent to come in here and, you know, either I need to recompose my camera angle, and I'm not a complete dunce. You know, I could do it. You know, I could do it. I just don't want to mess with all the little, you know, so you have a tripod, right? You ever had a tripod? Anybody out there? Any photography friends out there? You get a tripod and you've got the collapsible legs, right? The legs go up and down. They go up and down, right? Right? The clips. Sometimes you expand the leg to the limit, clip it, look at the shot, and it's like, oh, that looks good. You know, if you're a noob. If you get to a point where you're starting to appreciate the finer sensibilities, the finer aspects of framing a shot, no, the exact limit of a leg, that won't do. You want to get it somewhere in between. Those clamps are rated for some heavy weight, right? So, you know, you clamp them down and you can actually get all manner of degrees of shots. And I know I could probably take about 5 minutes and make this shot right here, look much better, instead of looking down at us and letting you see the full dolphin banana scope of the whole curve of our bodies and the top, and like basically to set it not exactly orthogonal, but a little closer to orthogonal. We're gonna pronounce it that way from now on. A little bit more closer to that, than what it is right now. Because right now it's we kind of got some sort of like a Malcolm in the Middle, like I don't know, any show where they're trying to make a child look like, talk about grown-ups or whatever. That's what it looks like. It looks like we're here to gossip about grown-ups, is what it looks like. Where the only groans I want on this show are those right there. You know what I mean? No, the Dolphin Banana frame is not superior. It's not good. I would really like to just... all I have to do is just frame it. I can do it. It's just I know that once I pop, I can't stop. And also, I have another thing I have to shoot here soon. So basically, it's like I'm going to shoot a thing, an extensive B-roll. I'm going to shoot a whole bunch of this B-roll for Action Button Season 2. I'm looking to knock out all of the Action Button Season 2 supplemental little extraneous little bits of B-roll in like a day. I got a gimbal. I don't know if you all you can see it reflected in my glasses here. I got this lantern light, which is actually on the dimmest setting right now. If I take these glasses off, it looks like sort of like correct lighting. Yeah, I've got all this B-roll stuff I'm gonna film. Where by B-roll, you know what I mean. It's nothing fancy. It's product shots, right? Like I have the game Boku no Natsu Yasumi. It's right behind me. In the actual PlayStation game, I'm gonna put it on my table with the little still life, and I'm gonna gimbal around at it. I got a DJI gimbal, and I got, again, nice lights. I got a colored LED bar that can go RGB, 10 million colors. I got this big old flat panel. Where is that flat panel? Wait, hold on. Oh! That's my flat panel. It's laying on its back behind the sofa right now. This obviously is not kosher lighting. This is not an intended effect. This is just what the light looks like when it's lying on the ground. So I've got all these lights. I've learned a whole lot of stuff about cinematography. I more or less know what I'm doing now with lights. And I've been using, what did I use? I'll show you what I used. Hold on, mate. I used this little pastry box from, I think it's pronounced La Durée. From La Durée, a pastry shop, a French dessert shop, cafe here in New York City. Thanks to my buddy Alex Wilmer for introducing me to exactly. I mean, I knew of the place, though. Finding out how cool this place was. Okay, so the lighting is not actually correctly calibrated, though. You should probably be able to see the logo on the top of this box. Can you see it? Can anybody see it? I mean, I know if you can't, it's probably not in focus. Focus is about right here. I can't really see so well to tell if the lighting is in focus. Though, yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, when the camera is properly focused and I'm operating it, you can see it. So what makes this interesting is this is a very exquisitely foil stamped box, and I've been using this in all my this. I believe is the hardest to photograph object in this entire apartment. So I've been using it in all my lighting tests. I was like, let's find. I have the PlayStation game Vib Ribbon in a case that has two huge gnarly cracks in it, and I have this, and I've been using them side by side for all my little B-roll cinematography tests, and I can photograph this pretty well. And it shows up real nice, and I, checked all the colors, looked at it on the OLED, and I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty legit. So it's pretty neat. The fact that I can film this, I think, the lighting needs to be, it's, you can't really see it so well here, but you can see the shiny foil, right? You can see that stuff. It's neat. So yeah, I've been using that. Feels like a prop from the Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, perhaps, not knocking you in any way, but if that's your only frame of reference for cool, super fancy pastries, try going to a super fancy pastry shop someday. Wait,
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, somebody said that this La Durée box looks like it's from the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Where there's that the pastry shop in Grand Budapest Hotel.
I see
remember?
that, yeah.
You want to see it? Oh, I thought you said.
No,
I see it?
I mean,
yeah, it's.
I see it in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Grand Budapest Hotel is an interesting introduction to. Maybe check out a cool pastry shop someday. Specifically, La Durée is a French. They have macarons, right?
I think Leonard's graphic design is better.
Leonard's Bakery graphic design, Honolulu, Hawaii. Pride of Hawaii. Portuguese donuts. Demalasadas. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Dakota Coffee. Dakota Coffee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I think, the best.
The branding.
That's graphic design Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a box from them. And even if I did, it's matte. The boxes are matte. With the ink is a very matte finish. So the Leonard's logo is in a very matte, like almost brown black against the pink. It's very, very nice. Very exquisite. Very exquisite. So I really like the Leonard's box. Someday we'll have them, Mimsy. You're from Portugal? Portugal's cool. I like Portugal. Lisbon. I've been to Lisbon. You ever been there?
I haven't.
Why not? I'd like to go to London someday. You ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
Oi, oi. That's a joke. Of course I've been to London. What are you looking at? I suppose we should play some video games, right? Really would like to get back to work. I would really like to just... I was editing a very fun part of a video today, and I was having a good time with it, because every once in a while, if you've watched these videos, you'll see there's definitely different kinds of work days involved. I usually end the work day by cutting myself. I plate myself up a meal for the next day. I get a sequence that's ready to go, so when I open the project, I can render audio, so I get my waveforms, and then I can sit down and edit. And I usually, I'll be like, this is where I want to end work tomorrow, because I feel like I can have a whole, YouTuber experience on this little segment. And today's segment was, I'm not going to say how many minutes or seconds of footage or of which video it was, though it was a segment that didn't involve a whole lot. So I just finished like 2 straight weeks of straight up just editing video game footage. And not just video game footage, but really, really tediously editing video game footage. Like the densest, hyper densest parts where I have to keep calling up particular clips to reuse, or assembling montages out of user interface elements, doing a lot of freeze frames and zooms, and that stuff is just, I've rendered keyframes tens of thousands of times now in my life, so it's not like, it's just, it increases the buffering time a little bit when editing. Though today's editing was one of like the easy parts, that while I'm editing it, I know, this is really easy to edit, though also it's really easy to watch. Like when I play it back, I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty good segment of the video. But it's just like an image, and then me talking, and then zooming into the image, and then me talking again, and then zooming into the image. And I'm like, having something like this in the middle of a rather lengthy video presentation where the guy is back. I call him when I'm editing the video. I'm like, oh, he's back. I'm going to put him over here. Like, I don't even think of it as me anymore, which is fun. So it's Soccer Frock. You're gonna get kicked out, man, if you don't stop it. Lord, you're gonna get beat up in this chat room right here. All right. Okay. What am I?
That was really interesting.
What was?
Like talking about your process for making videos.
Oh, the process?
Do you feel like there are multiple modes you go into when you're editing?
Oh, certainly.
Like sometimes you're like, oh, this is like a super technical task. Like, I'm just gonna focus this, like, do 20-minute sessions and then just like work on it. And like, it's like a workout,
Yeah. So, I mean, I've talked before about the modes of the production process. So the hardest thing when you're doing I'm using this word objectively. I'm not using it pretentiously or pedantically or dogmatically in any way. When you're doing a creative job, I guess, my job is a creative job. I don't think of it that way. I think of it as just a whole lot of work and stress. But when, I've got distance, like right now, I get something like 20 minutes of distance from my job every day, right? Like where after eating dinner and watching TV and taking a shower and brushing my teeth, I sit down and maybe watch some Star Trek with Bibi Babbis. And after like 12 minutes, I finally have like distance from my job and I'm like just watching Star Trek and I'm not thinking about the next edit or the next day or whatever. When I have distance, like right now, I'm starting to get distance because it's Friday. And we do these streams, and I stop working early on Friday. I work all day Saturday and Sunday, though. Don't worry.
He does.
I start to get.
He does.
I start to get distance from the job, and I'm like, I guess it is a creative job. But while I'm sitting literally right there, New York, Manhattan, I can almost reach my chair from here. We'll see that projection on my hand. It looks weird. See, that's some little chromatic aberration on there.
Huge.
So my hand looks horrible. It looks like some sort of like skateboard art. What am I saying? Okay, so when I get a little distance from the job, I realize it's creative. Though I've talked about this in any creative job that involves multiple disciplines. Again, not saying this pretentiously, but I'm doing about 8 people's jobs. There's like I could easily conceive of 7 people is what I believe it would take to make Action Button reviews on like a timely, like if we wanted to make one of these a week, I'd need 24 people. That's how, like, I know this because I've been banging, making beats in the dungeon, as it were, over here on these videos, and I log my hours, and I generally know my process pretty well at this point. I've turned my machine into a video machine. So it's I'm doing basically like 8 jobs here, and the hardest thing in any multidisciplinary creative task, if you're like a solo video game developer, I'm sure you're gonna know what I mean. The hardest thing is, and me and Mimsy have talked about this, is switching modes, right?
Yeah.
So it's switching from one of those 8 jobs to another. It ain't like no Final Fantasy X-2. Where you just, change your job mid-fight or whatever, and you don't miss a turn, or however it works. It ain't no Final Fantasy X-1 where you can just swap somebody in without any turn or time or a penalty at all. No. It's an arduous process. Yeah.
Do you ever get like super passionate about like just video editing?
Well, no, that's the thing. The video editing is the black hole. The video editing is, I don't know anything, in this world. I wouldn't call myself any kind of an expert or master of anything, right? Like, I feel like part of my...
But when you say black hole, is it like, oh, it's just like you can like pour yourself into all of it and then you can just spend all your time doing it because it's just like this thing you have to really get yourself into.
It's a time hole. Like, it's a time hole.
Yeah. But is it always like this, like in the zone sort of?
Yeah. Well,
thing?
It's I wouldn't even say it's like always in the zone. I would say it's very zone dependent. It's like I have to be in the zone or the editing's not very good.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I totally get it. It's like you can't do it like, oh, I'm just gonna edit this video 1 hour a day. Like because it takes you like probably more than, or like around an hour to get into it.
Yes,
right?
Yes. It takes So there's so the way I've talked about this before, anybody who works an 8-hour a day job, and I believe this wholeheartedly, and I don't think anyone's going to argue with me. I think you get at most 4 hours of good work every day. I mean, good/great work. It can be great work, right? 4 hours. That's all you get. That's all anybody gets. 4 hours max. You're not guaranteed 4 hours great or good work. You're not guaranteed good work at all. And you can have everybody has bad days. In fact, I give myself like a 1 bad day allotment per week. I think just a little graciously as my own employer, I give myself the permission to have one day with 0 good hours of work per week. So I think you get 4 good hours of work. You get 2 decent hours of work, right? Like 2 like good enough. 4 good, 2 good enough, and then 2 it's kind of brute forced. Not gonna say bad work, because work is work. If the work is done, it's done.
Yeah,
right?
but there's like diluted work. Like,
well, that's what I mean.
You like
yeah.
check your phone. You like look at Twitter. Like.
Well, no, I don't take that into account.
Count.
I talk 8 real hours. I talk 8
Okay.
hours. We're talking hockey terms, shots on goal. 8 hours on goal, right? So it's when I'm actually sitting and looking, I try to make sure there's at least 8 hours, billable hours. Yeah, there you go, 8 billable hours. So off-duty bill with the billable hours. So. These days I don't look at my emails. I barely look at Discord. I don't look at social media. Just found out about the Oscar slap today.
Twitter.
No, it's open sometimes. Well, usually I go there for I go there to let's not talk about that. But I go there to direct message people. Okay, because it's easier for me to talk to certain people that I've been talking to on Twitter than on other stuff. Anyway, I don't look at that stuff while working generally. And so yeah, you get four good hours, 4 good enough hours, and then or 4 good hours, 4 good enough hours, or 2 good enough hours, and then 2 like hours that are, the work is done. The work is done. And it's done, and it's not bad work, but it's like the 2 hours where you just get stuff done.
Would you say that like you just have one task
per day?
Yeah. Or do you have any tasks that take like less than an hour?
Well, what I do is I do this mode. I make sure I know what mode I'm in that day. Mm-hmm. Like lately, it's video editing mode. I'm doing video editing on various aspects of various sequences and projects here. So I'm doing video editing of final product stuff where I'm actually finishing minutes of footage. So I rate myself by number of minutes finished per day, right? Mm-hmm. So I averaged this week 10 minutes finished per day. So back when I was working at Kotaku and I was turning out like a video a day, I would have a finished minute of footage per 10 minutes of editing, right? Mm-hmm. And today it's more like a finished minute of footage per like hour.
Well, like,
or per like 40 minutes.
Does it like do some segments take longer?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Today's was a much easier thing. Mm-hmm. And it was like almost like being on vacation.
It's like autopilot.
Yeah, I'm on a whole segment. There's a whole segment of one of these videos that is just it's very, very casual. It's very much like a YouTube video, right? So it's I like that, editing that sort of thing. After the nightmare of what I did this week and last week, which was ultra meticulous, dense editing. So when, like I said, at Kotaku, it was 10 minutes of work per 1 minute of finished editing, right? And obviously there's more work outside of that, but in the editing phase. So when I say 10 minutes of work, that's 10 minutes looking for clips. That's 10 minutes of restarting Photoshop because it crashed, photoshopping some text titles, maneuvering the text titles around, adding keyframes, right? Mostly the number one most arduous task in editing a YouTube video for me, by far, is finding footage, is covering with footage, finding the footage.
You had like a process for that.
Well, I do, yeah. That's why there's a process. That's why there's a process, because it's the hardest part. It's the hardest part is finding footage. So there is, like when I was doing the Kotaku videos, it would just be, Steven Tortilla would be like, Steven Tostito, or whatever his name was. I'm joking. Steven Tortilla. He'd be like, here, can you play this new Pokemon game and have a video about it tomorrow? And I'd be like, tomorrow? And I'd do this, look at my watch, and I'd be like, oh, it's like noon, and tomorrow's Friday, and I want to put the video out around 5 p.m. Eastern. So you get a little bit of the West Coast, you get people leaving work. I'm like, all right, so I've got 29 hours, right? And it's like I got 29 real world hours, and it's like, how many of those are work hours? I'm like, well, I can stay till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. tonight, and I'll be like, I'm going to play the game. How many hours am I going to play the game? Then, I would give myself like an hour tops to write the script. Most of those Kotaku videos were written in like an hour. So that's a fun thing to know. So these current ones are written over a period of weeks because I have lots of footage. Instead of just 2 or 3 hours of footage of the new Pokemon game, I have like 100 hours of footage of Boku no Natsuyasumi, which is an 8-hour-long video game. I've got like 150 hours of it. What are those 150 hours? Lord, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I have a lot of footage, and not just of that game, but people with the people on the inside, people with the secret, people in on the secret. They know what I'm talking about here. I have a lot of footage of like other games. And just like related things, reference materials. So I do have a lot of footage to look for. So that's how we end up with the 1 hour per minute, and that and the script writing style is just much denser lately. But what I see with this four good hours, 2 decent hours, 2 trash can hours I call them. So 2 trash can hours, 2 decent hours, and 2 great hours, gravy hours we can call them. You get your gravy, 4 gravy hours. 2 okay hours and 2 trash can hours. That's the new nomenclature. Deal with it. I have this system where it used to be, Mimsy. It used to be the 4 good hours happened like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Of the day. There'd be like 1 trash can hour at the beginning, the coffee time, right?
Like the warm up.
Yeah, the warm up, the coffee time. Where it's like, what am I doing? Because you're just looking at it, this thing you left. And I mean, I can't stress this enough. You see young video editors often posting screenshots of their video timelines on Twitter, right? You see young graphic designers posting screen caps of their like layers panel from Photoshop, right? You see the youngsters, they do this, right? So you'll see that sometimes. And it's like, look at how crazy my project is. And it's like, I mean, that's a thing. The longer when you spend tens of thousands of hours with Adobe Premiere, the craziness of your video project stops impressing you. You do everything you can to learn to make it less crazy. Like, you learn all about nested sequences, you learn about sub-sequences, you learn how to use the audio track mixer properly. All of this stuff you learn how to do. And I'm at the point now where even with multiple nested sequences going at all times, my timeline still looks like a god-darned, it looks like a Jackson Pollock. And there was a period of my life where it looked like a Rothko. Let's leave it at that. There was a period of my life where it looked beautiful. It was, it was just fuzzy polygons.
I am like more curious about like, do you feel like the only time you're really able to like connect with the project emotionally is like during the part where you're writing out the script, and like that's when you can be like really open and vulnerable?
Do
you feel like you can express that with video editing itself? Like, do you feel like there are moments where it's like, oh wow, like, this is like really, it's not just like this technical job that I have to do,
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like there are moments like that?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. So, I mean, I get kind of like a back and forth whiplash sensation with these videos because there's the research process. I love the research process, right? I love that part. That part's fun. Except the Cyberpunk one was not fun, which is why I devised Action Button Season 2 to be different from Cyberpunk, because that was way too much game playing. I played Cyberpunk about 270 hours sitting right here on that other sofa, and I broke my back. I didn't break my back. I hurt my back and my neck sitting on that bad sofa. So just playing a lot of Cyberpunk. You saw me doing that. That was the research process. So the research, like, again, persons on the inside know what the research process for the current season is like. You have a taste of it. Trust me, you have no idea. There's going to be more. There's a lot more research where that came from. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that stuff. But yeah, the research stuff is fun. So there's nothing like emotional at all during the research. I'll write down, find out how many times. Wouldn't it be funny? I'll type it on my phone or I'll type it on my laptop. Wouldn't it be funny to know how many times exactly I crouched in this game? Right? Stuff like that. Let's count the crouches, because then that's a note for myself in the future, because I do the playing the game, then I log the footage where I scrub meticulously through the footage and mark things and, get timestamps and time code and paste them into a log and say, I crouch here. This is crouch number 1. This is crouch number 366, right? So I'll be counting all of that stuff while, later. So the research is fun. The script writing does have the emotional moments, and then the recording happens weeks after the script writing, if not months in the case of some of these videos. And it's like, I'm like, oh God, I remember writing this. And it's like, oh Lord, and I've rehearsed it and read it a couple times, but sitting in front of the camera is a little weird.
I would say that because I've seen you perform that sort of.
Yeah. You were Mimsy was there for most of the next video.
You are like an actor, you change your voice in a certain way to sound like more like close to the audience.
Yeah, well, there's a whole lot of
that stuff.
There's a lot of reasons for changing the voice. One of them is I can remember it. I can remember exactly like where it is and my chest and my stomach and with my posture. So it's like muscle memory. So that when I sit down, after we take a break, because we sometimes take breaks for a couple hours and come back, I can sit down and have the voice still going, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that's one usefulness to it. And then the other one is I guess I've built something out of it. I don't know, right? There's kind of a character in there. But also, I mean, there's you were there for the most recent thing that we filmed. Don't say what it was. No spoilers, Mimsy. Mimsy was there for the most recent thing. That recent one was pretty hard, and the editing, I haven't edited that part yet. I'm saving it for last. That part's going to be...
I mean, it is so hard to actually... not for me to watch you perform, but to see you go through all this physical struggle and suffering to record this stuff.
It's nobody really hard.
Sees that. Nobody sees how exhausting it is to film that stuff.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. But we've got to, right? We've got to.
Yeah.
So that stuff. So
maybe we should release a behind the scenes.
So I keep having to go back into the mode of the writing part, and then when I finally sit down to edit the thing, I've backburnered a million ideas for how I'm going to turn that script reading, recording, performance into the video segment. And I'm I don't even realize. I sit down and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what clips I'm using for these 12, 13, 14 things. Ideally, there are some whole segments of these videos. Tokimeki Memorial is the best example. Tokimeki Memorial parts 3 and 4, where I'm just narrating a playthrough of the game in each of those. Those are so easy to edit. Because I know exactly what the footage is. I am speaking explicitly about very specific pieces of footage. That's incredibly easy to edit. That's why I have so much fun with those parts, and I make it complicated for myself. And that's where we get back to this story of acceleration. The 4 gravy hours, the 2 okay hours, and the 2 trash can hours, right? So you start with it's acceleration, right? You sit down and you're at 0, right? And you've got to get up to 60 miles per hour during the workday, right? So what I do is I've gotten to a point where I'll set myself up for tomorrow at night before I go to bed. I'll set up what I'm doing tomorrow. And I'll be like, okay, here's how I'm going to edit this tomorrow. And I always, 2 days ago, I did 15 minutes in one day.
Yeah.
I did 15 minutes in one day, and that was 15 minutes of very, very dense video. So it was very dense. It was It was like a couple hundred cuts, right? Like it was a lot. It was a lot of cuts and slices. But then yesterday was just 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's like so interesting how like you're able to make every minute like so compact with like all these different edits, you know, like I don't know, do you never feel like, oh, like this is just something I gotta do, like I'm just gonna slog through it, you know, like
oh no, that's that first hour usually.
Oh, okay.
That's that first
Because
hour
it's
where
like-
it's like, well, what, like I was saying, my timeline looks like a Jackson Pollock, right? Oni Spumoni was saying in here that he had a panic attack when he saw my my timeline when I showed it during the Cyberpunk video. Yeah, it's like I'll sit back down and I'll be like, what? I'll just be like horrified to see the work. And it's like when you're doing it, it's easy. It's like I mean, I think of it as like knitting. I know how to knit. You know, fun fact about me, if you didn't know that, I know how to knit. I've knitted some stuff in my life. You know, it's fun. So it's more like knitting than anything else in terms of just how automatic it gets.
Yeah, but like you need to maintain like a consistent level of quality.
That's
you know,
true.
like do you just, you know, keep yourself to that level consistently? Like
Well, so
Or-
this comes with like how I will plate up and portion out and parcel out the work like day to day. So it's like there will be the reason I only did 5 minutes yesterday was because it was a particularly dense 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And it was an anchor piece. Right. So the you know, people who watch these videos, none of these people, nobody watching the videos does, people, they probably all realize that like the beginnings of the segments are ultra tight. The beginnings of the segments are, the writing is very workshopped, very polished, except in the case, well, even more so in the case of the introduction to the Cyberpunk one was written very machine-like to make it as annoying as possible. Because I was trying to simulate the Cyberpunk 2077 hype cycle, right? So it's the beginnings and the ends of the segments are, you'll see me on camera more,
Yeah.
right? So you'll see me. So the parts where it's me on camera, even though it's hard for me to look at myself in general, because you don't like, trust me, nobody likes looking at themselves in a little video window. It's really, like, no YouTuber I've talked to enjoys it. So it's the parts where I'm on camera are pretty easy to edit, but there's always the cutting into the stuff that's not me on camera, and during the me on camera parts, the not me on camera stuff is very important. So the density and the flow, and I have to, at the beginning of each segment, I usually try to take a full work day to work on the first 5 minutes of a segment. Usually I get through the first 3 because I have to establish the motifs that will work within a segment. And I've been doing this thing for the last 4 videos where I edit the segments out of order. Right?
Oh, dang, motifs.
I edit them. What?
Yeah, you come up with motifs.
Yeah, there's motifs for each segment has, like, in this segment of Cyberpunk, I'm going to bring back the inexplicable montage of me shooting dead bodies in the head. Does everybody remember that? There's an inexplicable montage where my character's shooting dead bodies in the head. It's like 100, I think it's like 98 headshots in a row where I'm shooting like all sorts of dead bodies from throughout the game in the head. And there's a very specific reason I had to do that in the game. It's because my character's build was non-lethal, and enemies didn't die when I shot them. They just fell on the ground in a state of 0 hit points, but they weren't dead. And then I had to shoot them in the head to kill them, which didn't make any sense because the shot brought them to a dead state, but not a 0 hit points, but not dead state. It was really ridiculous. So I'm like, in this segment, I'm going to use this montage a lot when talking about this sort of thing. In this segment, I'm going to use the image of me blowing up a police car with a hand grenade. Right, like I'll be like, I'll set up the motifs. So the first 3 minutes of a segment, it's like, I'll think of what are the motifs, what are the image templates I'm going to use if I'm using image templates. Like, you're going to set it up as a little work of design
for the first couple of minutes, and then you can go on autopilot after that. But it's the first 3 minutes, especially when, in the case of these things where we film the different segments on different days, sometimes different months, right? These different segments I'm going to have to, there's going to be a sort of a culture shock feeling. The viewer is going to reach the end of one segment, and then the next segment, they're going to be like, oh, it's a different segment now. Let's watch this one, right? And you've got to get them back into it.
So it's kind of like setting the rhythm.
Yeah, setting the rhythm of the new segment.
Familiarity.
And also,
motifs.
yeah. So also, like the rhythm of the finished product comes out during editing. It's largely set in the tone, the rhythm of each segment of a video is largely set during the writing of the script, right? Ideally in like a Hollywood style setting, where I've got actors and scenes, you would let the editor establish more of the rhythm, right? Mm-hmm. But in my case, I'm the writer, I'm the editor, right? I'm the producer, and then I'm also the person who's assembling the video and covering with footage and the executive producer. I'm establishing all of that.
I guess it's like, since you are involved in every single role, like the fact that you played the whole game, multiple times, and you're the one going through all the footage and, categorizing all of it, like that obviously contributes to how you form the motif that goes into that section.
Oh, certainly.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you handed it off to like a different person, do you think they would you give them that creative freedom to like pick out those motifs, or would you actually do the motifs yourself?
So I mean, I've thought about this quite a lot and recently for reasons we'll get into soon. But I would very much like to, if I had an editor full time doing the whole, doing a whole segment, I would like to do that anchor portion myself, that first 3 minutes. And I would hope that my editor, perhaps my editor is watching today. No, Mimsy's microphone is not a wee bit quieter. She just has
I'm talking into it.
She just has much less loud of a voice than me. That's all. Say something your loudest, Mimsy.
I gotta go to the bathroom soon. Maybe I have to speak even closer to it. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's a dynamic microphone. You gotta put your mouth up against it.
So close to this thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's got this big old.
It feels weird to like have your lips like literally touch this fuzzy part that's covered in lint and Bibby Babbis hair.
I think I should. I'm gonna buy a new one of these for that microphone. We can throw that old one away. They're like $8.
What, like the fuzzy part?
Yeah, when I'm streaming, when we're actually playing, when I'm just talking, I sit like this. But when we play video games, or when I'm on the Insert Credit podcast, I have the microphone like this.
Yeah, I guess the reason
I have it touching the side of my face.
I don't speak as loud, or why my microphone is more quiet, is it just feels really invasive to speak this close to this thing that's like so dirty. Like with like all this dust and Bibby Babbis hair.
Yeah, there's some Bibby Babbis hair on this microphone. It's just not. It's pretty gross to have this thing on your face. How do you get rid of the hype train notification? I don't know. I wish I knew how. So what are we talking about? We're talking about just making the video.
Oh, I was asking you like, which parts would you assign to other people?
Oh yeah.
Which parts would you definitely do yourself?
So I would want to do this. So I would very much hope. So I would do the anchor, and I would say, I'm thinking this segment's like this. And I was looking through the log, which somebody else wrote. In this case, in this fantasy scenario, I was looking through the log that somebody else wrote, and I was reading these, and I was looking at that segment that somebody else made, like the sequence. Somebody might make a sequence that's all headshots. And I was looking, I keep using headshots as the example, right? There's those enemies that look like clowns. I separated all the clown headshots and put them on track 4 in that headshot sequence. And I think it would be funny if every time I mention I don't know. Every time I mention bacon, you show a different headshot of a clown, right?
Yeah.
I did a couple in the beginning. I would say something like that, and then the editor, God bless them, would look at the 3 or 4 minutes I edited and go, all right, I think I see where this is going, and then just make their own decisions about motifs. Not necessarily every time I mention bacon, show a clown headshot. And then I'll watch the segment and I'll go, and this is very good, but this one motif you concocted gave me an idea. What if you show me stabbing a whale every time I mention the 4th of July, right? And then the editor will go, oh, that could work. And then I'll be like, yeah, there's that sequence of whale stabbing with the harpoon. The harpoon isn't as funny as the Bowie knife, so use the Bowie knife. And the editor would be like, I'll get right on that. And then that would happen, right?
That sounds so similar to what I'm going through right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because recently, I've been working on this game with one other person, basically. And I've been like the only artist on the game. And it took me a very long time to be humble enough to be like, I need another artist.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never really worked with another artist before. So it scared the shit out of me to do something like that.
That was you?
Yeah, but it's like we've been, I found someone extremely talented and capable and better than me, honestly. And this week has been like the first week we've started, working on stuff together, or like not even this week, like the past couple days. And what you were describing is like what we've been doing, and I like just did not really. I haven't experienced that sort of like back and forth with like another person who's like doing a very similar job to me, and it's like so much fun and exciting. Yeah, like I don't know, I've just been doing all this stuff myself, like not the programming, but like all the art and stuff, and there's just so much stuff to consider, when you are splitting that with another person. I don't know, it's so motivating.
Well, like I said, Mimsy the Punk will be a creative director of an Assassin's Creed game someday. I mean, it's just imagine
working
that.
with other people, like
it's just so you already know. You already know more than enough stuff about programming. You know more than enough about programming to manage programmers, probably.
I don't know. I mean, I'm
pretty sure you do. Trust me. I know.
I need someone to help me write tools.
Mimsy, I know enough computer programming to manage a team of programmers. You probably do, sure.
Yeah, I probably know more.
Well, I probably know more C++ than you.
It doesn't matter about the language.
Oh, C++. C++ is good, dude. C++ is
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is something that like indie developers experience, like especially people who are just making their own stuff on their own and like want to do solo projects. Like I totally see the value in doing that. It's like, oh, you get to become a jack of all trades. You get to like know every little bit and part of it, and that's kind of what you're doing with your videos,
Yeah, I mean not necessarily by choice.
And I don't know, I feel like I was kind of, I don't know, raised in this culture of like individualism, like, yeah, you should be able to like make something on your own. I mean, if I went to USC, maybe it'd be like a different story, but like, I don't know.
If you went to USC, you would be
being like a team with 20 people.
You'd either have a really good job, or you'd be rich, or you'd be dead.
Yeah, but anyway,
Probably.
like, I don't know. It's just, recently in my life, it's like, there's just so much, like, I like was not expecting how great it is to collaborate, and maybe that sounds like something so obvious, but like it was not obvious to me.
So Mimsy's situation right now, I won't go into any details, don't worry, but Mimsy has a budget for her video game. She has a budget that is not it's not so bad. It's not so bad, right? It's pretty good. And not only that, on top of that, she has the fact that she's going to release the game, and there's a pretty good chance, if I'm not wrong, there's a pretty good chance Mimsy's going to make some money.
I don't know.
So there's a better, there is a non-zero chance Mimsy's going to make some money with this game. So my problem right now, I don't really want to talk too much about money. Everyone here knows how much money I have. You can see, it's public information. I've been hate mailed about how if I hide it, that will make me a coward. So that person was scarier than the people telling me I should hide it. My problem is, and this is I'm just gonna go ahead and sound as fully arrogant as I am often accused of being. I need someone as good as me. Does that make sense? As good as me at editing. I understand that my job skill, I've looked at it, watched all these videos. I've watched all of my videos exactly once each on YouTube. I watched them before uploading them. I watched them about 48 times during editing. I watched them all as a piece. A couple months later, I've watched them on YouTube. I understand my strength as a professional. Of all the 8 jobs, this is a secret. Does anybody want to know this? Of all the 8 jobs I do, the number one that I'm the best at is writing the script. That's the part I'm the best at. I think I'm pretty good at editing the video. I'm a little ham-handed at it. I think I'm all right at presenting it. You always hear actors commending the screenwriter. Oh, it was all the script, Jerry. There's so many. You see an actor with a bad script, and then you see an actor with a good script, and it can be just like a different actor. The script is the thing for me, and I know they're all long, and I'm often accused of having no self-restraint of being indulgent and writing them. I write them exactly the way they are on purpose. I really want that sort of texture for all of those things. I don't know if you believe me. I could be just involuntarily spraying diarrhea on there. I try to make them real long so there's lots of footage of the game. That makes sense, right? Right? Anyway, I need an editor who's as good as me at editing, hopefully better, and who's not scared of the volume of the stuff. Perhaps I've found this person, perhaps I haven't. And it's never. Okay, so Nintrento, first chat from viewer, just for curiosity, how many pages was the Cyberpunk script? I'm going to tell everybody this. Don't ask a writer about pages. You don't ask about pages unless it's a screenplay for a Hollywood film. You ask about words. It's word count. If you want to be a writer, start thinking in terms of word count. It's word count. Word count. Oh, somebody else said that. Characters, no. Sublime Text has no pages. It doesn't really have a word counter either. Though, So yeah. So like the reason why it was hard to get someone to help editing these videos for the beginning stage, like working on the Tokimeki Memorial thing. It's like I picked a game that's in Japanese, and the editing requires the ability to read and understand all of the words on the screen. I did that one with no help from editors. I did that one all by myself. I did Cyberpunk all by myself, which I probably could have had somebody help with that one. I'm doing Boku no Natsuyasumi all by myself, but that is the last one. Boku no Natsuyasumi is the last video on Action Button that I have done 100% by myself. So
wait, you didn't answer.
What's the question?
Like how many words?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't gonna answer.
Oh, you weren't gonna answer?
Yeah, the whole idea was to trail off into something else and then not answer the question.
Why don't you want to answer?
I mean, because basically just listen to drop the needle into a particular segment where I speak unbroken in that pace for about 3 minutes. Type the words out, dictation style.
Oh my god.
Do a word count on that 3-minute segment, then multiply that, or then divide the total number of minutes in the video by that word count.
You know, it's so hard.
Divide that by 3, then multiply that by the number of total minutes in the video, and then you'll come up with a basic word count.
Next stream, you
Mimsy's
should
keeping this on
hide it.
track. No, Mimsy is derailing it from my artistic vision here.
No, I'm the producer.
I was trying to keep it off. There's no way he doesn't know the exact number. No, I mean there is.
No, you can look it up.
I write the
program.
scripts in Sublime Text, and there's no word count on the screen.
No,
I
you're
don't look at the word count.
You're just waiting for someone to.
And the scripts are in multiple
obsessively
places.
count
I could easily count all of the words. I mean, you know, The Great Gatsby's what, 44,000 words? It takes about 4-5 hours to read. You know, something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's longer than a novel. It ain't no 6 figures, Jerry. It's anyway.
Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Bum Bum goes bathroom now. I'll be here. I'll just keep talking about making these videos. So yeah, for the editing, the reason why it was very hard for me to just hire an editor was the search was intensive. The search was intensive, and I'm not gonna just hire some part-time people and try them out, right? And that money looks like a lot of money, though if you divide it 4 ways, and then you divide it 5 ways, you divide it 6 ways. I want to be able to pay said editor, you know, the generous sum that is expected in this industry. You hear all these stories. There have been some stories lately of YouTubers hiring editors to work for like $100 per video or whatever. No. I would like to pay. I knew I would like to pay someone salary style for working on these things. So it's would I get more income if I had a quicker output is the question. I don't know. Do you mean that question as it is, or do you mean the between the lines version of the question, which is if I had more output, or if I had more income, would I have a quicker output? I'm not concerned about output speed. I know that with more money, the output speed would go up, but you know, it's there are various thresholds where it's like $20,000 a month is a lot. I can do a lot with it. I cannot stress this enough. I use the money for stuff. I don't fill my bathtub with $100 bills or whatever. Like it gets used for stuff. Though it's like I look at like a budget. Like if I wanted to do these things fast, if I wanted to, when I said on the Patreon that I was going to do a video a month, I was going to do videos in the style of that Animal Crossing pre-review where I just sit down and talk and then edit it like a YouTuber. I thought I was going to make $800 a month or whatever. So, you know, the stuff changed. The stakes changed.
I mean, I think part of it went into, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You felt, like, anxious and bad that, like, so many people had such high expectation of what you were doing. And I think that did contribute to, like, making the videos bigger and more ambitious.
I mean, bigger, more ambitious, but also undeniably better in a way there is no going back from the quality. I swear to you, everyone watching, the quality of Action Buttons Season 2 is much higher than of Season 1. Don't be worried about the quality. But yeah, the budget, seeing that I had a budget to do this full time, that I didn't have to worry about freelancing or anything else, was like, oh yeah, I can just make these videos and forget that trash I was thinking of making. I want to make something else. And I did rewrite my Patreon page, by the way. I rewrote it. I said, it no longer says a video a month in the Patreon page. It hasn't said that for over a year. Okay? I totally rewrote it. So, it's, but yeah, if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at like thresholds, and it's like 20K is a lot, but if I had 50K, this is like, don't like start quoting me about this on Reddit or whatever. If I had 50K a month, that's 2 full-time TV industry grade editors or producers, right? That's like 2 like real pros worth of money extra per month. It's enough to start thinking about getting everybody benefits and whatnot. I've turned down every sponsorship request I've gotten. Though I've turned it down, and it's like there were ways to get this thing going. There were ways to get this 50K a month that I've rejected all of. And I hope that in time you'll understand why. Really, really looking forward to just, there's going to be a lot. Let's put it this way. We'll play a video game here in a minute. Let's put it this way. There's going to be a lot more videos on there very soon. If you're a Patreon backer, I don't want to advertise what the benefits are of being a Patreon backer. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But if you do it, I try to give you some stuff that's enjoyable. Maybe the new video will be soon. Who knows? Who knows when it'll be? I've got to work on it a lot. I've got to work on I had this fantasy in my head of releasing the 2 videos at the same time. As Studio Ghibli released My Neighbor Totoro and Grave of the Fireflies on the same day. Did you know that?
I think
people know.
Wow, those two?
Yeah, they were
2 movies?
Oh yeah, same day. Did everybody know that?
And there are lots of parallels in those 2 movies.
Whole lot of parallels. They're movies about Japan. They're very Japan movies.
I mean, do you think he wanted the average person to watch both on the same day?
So we look at it now, and it's a kind of legendary thing to talk about. But I believe at the time it was a quaint little. The people who made Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky have released 2 movies on the same day. It's 2 movies by 2 different directors and 2 different teams, right? So, they split up and covered the 2.
Well, you definitely wouldn't want to take your 5-year-old to see one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, Studio Ghibli was largely playing to packed houses of cinephiles, of people who appreciated finer things at that point in time, of fans of Italian and French cinema or whatever. They were playing more to cinema fans.
Oh, it wasn't marketed
otakus or whatever.
It was children.
They were mass marketed. They were both mass marketed. They did play both of them together. They played them together.
Wait, really?
There was a roadshow set where they did a double feature. Totoro and then Grave of the Fireflies.
Totoro was first? Wow.
I believe Totoro was first.
Oh my god, okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I do believe Totoro was shown first. I had the great honor of meeting several people in Japan who had actually attended both films when they came out. So was Grave of the Fireflies first? Was it first? I don't know.
I mean, it's just that would be really...
Yeah, okay, Grave of the Fireflies was first. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Sense. I wasn't there, but they showed them together. They debuted together, and clearly it was. I mean, Tokyo's real big on these cinema double features. They'll do 2 movies, 3 movies. I used to go to the Bungeiza Theater in Ikebukuro Saturday nights and watch these director night marathons. They lock you in the theater. They don't let you out except to go to the bathroom between movies. They lock the front door of the theater. Fire doors are still unlocked, but once you go out, you can't get back in. And they would just show movies, people just smoking in the movie theater and watching Tarkovsky all night during typhoons. I did a feature of Andrei Rublev, Solaris, and nostalgia, and then a year later, it was Andrei Rublev's Stalker and nostalgia. You just kind of get your money's worth out of those. But yeah, all three of them playing on 3 different screens in one theater at the same time, just all projected at the same time. It's basically the same thing. That's a joke. Tarkovsky during a typhoon. I got to see Stalker during the typhoon. Though yeah. I mean, I take it that I mean, I haven't watched any of the Studio Ghibli, the Hayao Miyazaki documentaries. We haven't watched those.
I'd watch them.
Yeah, they're all on HBO. We've been watching some Ghibli movies a little bit lately. What because of? I mean, I'm doing a Boku no Natsu Yasumi video. Like, clearly I'm going to mention Totoro in there, right? Like, that's not a spoiler. Like, how can you not mention Totoro in that? Like, clearly the game is very Totoro inspired. You'd have to, be a decapitated individual to not see that. It's, new phraseology there. So it's, yeah, I haven't seen those documentaries. I'm not really sure what stuff Miyazaki... This is actually interesting. I'm not really sure what Miyazaki likes. I'm not like the biggest Studio Ghibli fan.
Oh my god, you've told me so many films that he likes.
I know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, but I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that if we watch those documentaries, we'll get like better insight into like his idea of cinema. Like, you watch his movies, you're like, clearly this man has seen The Bicycle Thief. I refuse to call The Bicycle Thief by its new title because I like the old title, The Bicycle Thief.
Oh, he likes Snow White?
Oh, he definitely loves Walt Disney's Snow White.
Wait, was that speculation? Like,
no, he has to.
Said that?
Well, no, it is speculation. It is speculation.
You're speculating.
Yeah, I'm speculating. I like trying to imagine stuff before I go on the record saying stuff. I think he likes Snow White. I'm certain he likes. I'm certain he's a fan of The Bicycle
Martin
Thief.
Scorsese?
I don't know about Martin Scorsese.
Do you think he likes Goodfellas?
He might like a couple of. He might like a couple Scorsese movies. I wonder what his favorite Scorsese movie is. Probably Bringing Out the Dead.
Do you think he likes Uncut Gems?
I don't know if he's seen Uncut Gems. I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure how much modern stuff he has engaged with.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I've only seen him like screenshots of.
I know that
of him on Twitter.
I know that much like Akira Toriyama loves collecting vintage Italian motorcycles, Miyazaki loves Italian stuff and he loves airplanes. So his favorite Scorsese movie is probably The Aviator.
He probably loves food too,
Oh yeah, he's got to be a food guy. We watched Howl's Moving Castle recently, and even Howl's Moving Castle has it's quite underrated in its portrayal of food. It had some good food in there. Yeah, Miyazaki these days, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't like the animated 3D models. AI animated 3D models. Probably smokes a lot. I've gone on the record with my favorite Studio Ghibli movie several times. I think
you should do a poll. See if people know. They probably know.
Somebody do somebody start a poll with 2 Studio Ghibli movies, trying to guess, and then everybody try to guess which of those 2 I like more. I'm not going to give you like, somebody start a poll. Somebody listening. I want to see a poll. I'm not going to say what it is.
They know.
No, they don't. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at the chat yet. Nobody's doing a poll? Howl's Moving Castle is good.
Oh, we didn't watch it in English. I think you would enjoy the English dub.
I have seen none of the Ghibli movies in English. There's actually a couple I haven't seen. I haven't seen Arrietty. I haven't seen Marnie. Is that it? I think that's it.
Have you seen like Princess Kaguya?
Oh, I have not seen The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Yeah.
Did you know Princess Kaguya and The Wind Rises were also both supposed to come out on the same day? And then Kaguya got delayed. Much to my upsetness, because I wanted to watch both of them in a double feature while I was in Japan for like a week with my friend. We were going to watch both of them. And then Kaguya got delayed at the last minute, which is interesting because, you think of movies, Hollywood movies, Marvel films or whatever, getting... Miyazaki probably hates the Marvel films. So, yeah, it's like they were supposed to be released at the same time and then they didn't. And it would have been real fun to go see both of them on the same day at the same time. However, they flubbed it. They flubbed the dump when it came to that. They flubbed the dump. I've seen that Earthsea movie. That movie's all right.
You haven't seen Cat Returns.
Yeah, I haven't seen Cat Returns because I don't want to be mean, but I've seen Whisper of the Heart several times. I mean, I call it Mimi Osumaseba, if you know what I mean. I've seen Whisper of the Heart several times, and I don't know for sure, but I think Shizuku's story might not actually be that good.
You should watch it.
I think it might not be that good. I think
if you like that show we've been watching on Netflix, you would
I'll
like
watch it. What show are we watching on Netflix?
Should I say it?
No. Miyazaki probably liked Up. No, I'm sure Miyazaki didn't like Up. Miyazaki treated Up like a dead bird, a cat dropped on his doorstep. Is because it was John Lasseter very clearly trying to be like, I can be like a Miyazaki too. And it's just that
I know
movie.
you don't really like Pixar.
I'm not a Pixar fan.
But I wonder what's your favorite.
I used to run by
one?
Pixar every day.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite Pixar?
Yeah.
I think Toy Story 2.
You really think so?
I think TS2. I think I like that one. What's Miyazaki's favorite Pixar movie? I don't know, dude. Oh, very good question. Very good question. I think Toy Story 2 is good, but I think Ratatouille is the best one. Is that how it's pronounced? Ratatouille? Raccacoonie? Is that what it's called? I like that one.
Okay, what about favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie for me?
Yeah.
Like traditional Disney animated Disney movie?
Yeah.
Does anybody in the chat know what's my favorite Disney movie? Yeah, Miyazaki probably thinks Prisoner of Azkaban is the best Harry Potter movie. He probably thinks that, I would say. Because that's have you heard a million people just say that? Like, that's actually the best one. It's the one Alfonso Cuarón directed. Treasure Planet. Emperor's New Groove. I like Treasure Planet and I like Emperor's New Groove and I like Atlantis.
You like Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah, I like Emperor's New Groove.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do you not like it?
I rewatched it like 3 years ago and it's not very good.
I like that it's trash. I like that.
But I do.
So do you know the story of it?
Actors in Seinfeld.
It's got Putty in it, and it's got David Spade. It's got David Spade from Tommy Boy, a holy shnikes, which I say like once a day, for like no reason. So favorite Disney movies? I actually like quite a few of the Disney animated movies. So I actually think Treasure Planet and Atlantis are cool. They're bad, but they were like, for a moment, Disney was trying to do like big budget action movies, like the Mummy style action films, right? Like they were trying to like do stuff like that. That's weird. Bibby's just looking up at me from the floor. The story of the Emperor's New Groove is interesting because at the time DreamWorks was a brand new company and they were taking sniper shots at Disney, right? Like Disney was planning this movie Armageddon, right? With Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings. And DreamWorks knew, they had their binoculars. They knew they were making a movie about a meteorite hitting the earth. So they made one first. Deep Impact, starring Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings. Frodo on one hand and Liv Tyler on the other. It's better than Die Tyler, let me tell you. Live fast or die Tyler. I don't know what that means. What was I talking about? Yeah, so they were taking sniper shots, and DreamWorks knew that Disney was working on an animated movie about explorers finding the lost city of El Dorado or whatever. And then they decided to just get out the hacksaw and make one first. I believe is the story. Is that not fast? Is that not true?
I don't know.
I think that's how it is. And then Disney was like, man, they just straight up made an El Dorado movie before we did. And then they're like, well, let's just make our movie something else. And they hacked it up and made something else. Isn't that neat? That's basically, and they ended up making it's Looney Tunes. It's weird. So I like Emperor's New Groove. I like Lilo and Stitch. I like, what was the other one I said? I said another one. I like those Treasure Planet and Atlantis. I would put those down on the bottom. I'd say Lilo and Stitch is up higher. Emperor's New Groove is number 2, and then those the weird ones with some CG in them are down here. Beauty and the Beast is okay. Aladdin is all right. The Lion King is okay. Little Mermaid is better than The Lion King.
What about Hercules?
Hercules is like kind of a weird. It occupies this weird like. It's more kitsch than Aladdin, but not as kitsch as Emperor's New Groove. Which there's like a kitschiness scale in these old Disney movies, right? So it's like there's some of them are kitschier than the others. And then Little Mermaid was like the beginning of their golden age, their renaissance, right? They like brought back the animated movies. But I think the core 4 golden age ones, right? That's Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, right? Those are the golden age, the renaissance, the Disney renaissance. I don't really like any of them as movies. I don't think they're good movies. I wasn't a child who watched them. I have no like sentimental attachment to them. I remember my little brother binge chain watching them, just repeat watching them.
What about the ones without any people in them?
Like what?
Like
the Good
Fox
Dinosaur?
and Hound.
Oh, Fox and the Hound.
Aristocats.
Fox and the Hound, Aristocats, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, Lady and the Tramp.
Let's leave Dumbo out of this for a minute. Oliver and
Jungle
Company.
Book. Well, actually, there's a person that.
Yeah, well,
there are lots
is
of
he a person though?
animals.
I mean, have you not read
Child.
the original Kipling, which purports that all people are animals, that we're just animals? The Jungle Book. Jungle Book has some nuanced messages
It's been a long
about
time.
human psychology.
Oh, there's
in it.
also Robin Hood.
Robin
Yeah,
Hood.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. Robin Hood. So, there's like the 60s, 70s. You got Robin Hood, Alice in Wonderland. You've got
Bambi,
Peter
too.
Pan. No, leave Bambi out of this for a minute. Robin Hood, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Fox and the Hound, right? And then later you have Oliver and Company was like
yeah.
a pre. That was a pre Little Mermaid one, right? Oliver and Company.
Was it? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I think it was also in the 90s.
It was 80s, man. That's 80s.
Really?
It's got Billy Joel in it, for God's sake, or whatever his name is. I don't know. Song of the South doesn't count. Everybody knows that. Let's not. We don't need to talk about that. Tarzan was excruciatingly awful. Tarzan is maybe the very bottom of the list for me. Tarzan is awful. I like the book Tarzan. Those books have a lot of interesting stuff to say. A little bit of weird imperialism in there, a little tiny bit. But otherwise, they have more interesting stuff to say than
there's also
uninteresting stuff.
Pinocchio.
But the movie Tarzan is, I hate to use this phrase, but the Disney's Tarzan is insanely bad. It's the only phrase that fits. I just reread all the Tarzan books. There's 27 of them. This was a couple years ago, and then I was like, "Hey, Mimsy, let's watch." Mimsy, you like watching Disney movies? Let's watch Tarzan, because I know it's bad, but let's do it. Like they got like Tony Hawk to be a consultant for the sliding animation. It has like the laziest Phil Collins song of all time, and that's saying something. That is god darn saying something. Lordy.
Lots of people in the chat like Pinocchio.
So, okay, Pinocchio and Dumbo fall into this awful black hole of is this movie like horrifically problematic? Or is it just me wishing it was so I could make fun of it more? Pinocchio and Dumbo are just weird films that don't feel right. to watch, man. They don't feel right, dude.
Wait, did they come out around in the same time? Because I also feel like they have similarities.
Oh, so The Rescuers Down Under is clearly a B-team movie.
Oh, I like
That's a
that
90s.
one.
Well, no, it's okay to like it. In fact, it's okay to like it more than, you know, the Renaissance movies, because I think it's lighter. You know, it's more light in tone, and it's not as self-important as the others. Great Mouse Detective. We don't need to get into all these B-team ones. So basically, you're all trying to guess what my favorite Disney movie is, and I've told you it's not that I like Lilo and Stitch, Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Treasure Planet. What was the other one? No, we are not talking about
3D.
3D. We're talking about just the hand-drawn ones. I think the 60s and 70s ones are a weird kind of kitsch. Robin Hood and Alice in Wonderland are like ultra kitsch, but from completely different directions. Like Alice in Wonderland is a different kind of kitsch from Robin Hood. In case it's not fully clear, I'm not a fan of kitsch, even though I did buy Mimsy this beautiful Hawaiian Aloha shirt, Duke Kahanamoku special on dead stock rayon. That's like beyond, that's transcendental kitsch in my opinion. Not a kitsch man.
Wait, this is kitsch? Like
Shirt with pineapples on it is like conceptually a bit kitschy. A bit kitschy. Just a little bit. Like, you know, you go to like a bar that has like tiki torches and big old, you know, fruity bowls, you know, and you get a flower necklace put on put around your head. That's kitschy as heck. It's like the sort of shirt you'd wear to that. A tiki bar, yeah, something like that, whatever it's called. Well, I don't believe it's kitschy when Mimsy wears it either, because that's the idea.
Well, you also have.
I have I have several of them, and I like them. Yeah, there's a historical significance to those shirts. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is not a Disney film. Next question.
Oh, you like that one?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Yeah, I do like that one.
This one.
Oh, I don't know which one you're pointing at.
Sleeping Beauty.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to read this stuff out loud. My God. No, Fantasia. I would not say Fantasia. Kitsch is a dismissive word. Sure. I'm using it broadly. I'm trying to sift the Disney films into the ones that leverage kitsch more than the ones that don't. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying. There's like the ones that leverage kooky, zany pop culture, and then stuff like that's not necessarily what. Okay, let's not talk too much about kitsch. There's ones that leverage different angles and styles, and I think Hercules is interesting for having come out when it did, because it's Sword in the Stone is all right. I think structurally that one falls apart. That's interesting because you got Sword in the Stone, Pete's Dragon, and Robin Hood, which are kind of like their English fantasy hero story narratives. Pete's Dragon's not an English fantasy hero story narrative. Anyway, you've got the golden age of Disney. You've got Cinderella, Snow White. Cinderella's a structural nightmare. Right? Mimsy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
80% of the movie is some
art film.
Yeah, Cinderella's flat out like art film.
It's like Tom and Jerry for most of the time, and then like what? They make a dress.
It is legit rats making a dress for like more than half the running time of the movie. It is a very, very, very pathologically weird man wanted to animate rats sewing a dress, and he wanted to do it. He had a very clear vision on it, and you know, more power to you, buddy. Just more power to you.
Someone asked me what my Disney.
Yeah, what's your favorite Disney one, Jerry?
I mean, I think it changes depending on like what I've watched more recently. So I guess my most recent favorite Disney movie is Lilo and Stitch. I think that one is very good if you want to rewatch like a
Lilo and Stitch is good.
a good Disney movie.
Whole lot of diversity in movies these days, which is clearly a good thing because I like watching movies about people who don't look like me. I get creeped out whenever I see my actual self in the mirror. Why do I want to watch somebody that looks like me? All about the diversity and such.
I don't know, it's funny.
I'm all about it.
There are all these little moments that are like good.
Well, what I'm saying about Lilo and Stitch is it's very effortless. It's very, very effortlessly feels very much like a story about Hawaiian people living in Hawaii. It very effortlessly manages to feel like that and be about that. It has all of these lived-in details. The characters feel very real. And then you've got Stitch, who's hilarious, right?
Do you like Fox and the Hound? I also like Fox and the Hound.
Fox and the Hound, don't like it so much.
You don't like that one?
It's a little bit too much.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's
always want to
sad,
cry.
sure.
Like when she's gonna give up the fox.
Yeah, the Elvis stuff is good in Lilo and Stitch. Best Elvis movie.
Oh, I want to watch that Elvis movie.
Mimsy wants to watch the stupid Elvis movie, so we probably will. I'll smoke that weed. Lady and the Tramp feels a bit fluffy and significant. Best Disney film of all time. So yours is Lilo and Stitch?
No, it's Lilo and Stitch right now. Like, it's hard to declare all-time favorite.
Well, no, see, I think Lilo and Stitch has plenty of kitsch in it.
Oh, yeah.
Lilo and Stitch is transcendental kitsch. It's transcendental. So it's perfect. It's perfect. There's a way to when you do it right, you do it so right, you know? Lilo and Kitsch, yeah. Brother Bear starring Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know. Berserk, is that a Disney movie? Is it? Yeah, Lilo and Stitch, the family stuff feels real, and it feels like it was written from some kind of a genuine place of understanding, empathy, knowledge, experience. It feels like it was written from, I mean, if not a lived experience, it felt like it was written by somebody who talked to somebody. So often, you know, you see these young writers fail up with nary an experience to their names or resumes. With nary even the experience of talking to a person with an experience, and they go on to, I don't know, write Marvel movies or, you know, whatever it is that people do, and it feels so fake and strange and weird all the time, and it's neat to see a Disney movie that, like Lilo and Stitch is like the one Disney movie that feels like that. There's no other Disney movies that attempt to build like realistic characters in that way, right?
I mean, like, I think, like, more modern movies have elements of that. Like,
somebody brought, yeah, well, they do these days.
Ones,
you know, Tangled, Frozen, you know, all of those.
Count,
yeah, those, we're not, yeah, that's a different
Only
era.
Sticking to 2D
we're in a new era. The current era of Disney literally made a 3D animated movie about cute, funny animals that teaches children about racism, which is, you know, it was a little heavy-handed from an adult perspective, but that's a pretty, it's an admirable gesture, I would say. Zootopia, right? So I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's, you know, good for them. Somebody mentioned Don Bluth in here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess like if we're talking about favorite princess movies,
none
of them are Disney. Like my favorite,
Mimsy's favorite princess movie is
Disney.
Anastasia.
I think Swan Princess.
Swan Princess. Wait,
and then Anastasia, or maybe they tie.
So Don Bluth went rogue.
I like those two
because he had too many ideas that the old men at Disney declared horrifying, I guess. So Don Bluth, you know, he of Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, a man who saw the potential of video games before a lot of people ever did. Good for him. He saw the real potential of what AAA video games would be in the future. His solo work post-Disney, I mean, at Disney, he was only ever a medium-level guy, right? He wasn't ever like a director or anything, was he? He was always he was always kind of in the middle. Black Cauldron. Anyway, Don Bluth's solo stuff, it can be pretty uneven and
thought you were thinking about Thumbelina.
Pretty bizarre. Thumbelina, All Dogs Go to Heaven, man. That movie is, I hate to keep using this word. That movie is insane. That movie compared to anything Disney, All Dogs Go to Heaven is a brutal panic attack of a movie. And Thumbelina's right up there, dude.
Oh, Thumbelina.
Thumbelina is, if you wanna yell and possibly die, load up Thumbelina. Thumbelina is, God, it's like a little black and white comic book you find on the bus. You know?
Have you found one of those
little comic books on the bus, and you flip it open and you're like, this is either porn or Jesus, right? And then you're flipping through it and you're like, where's the porn? You flip through it further, where's the Jesus, right? You ever have this experience?
I mean, you clearly have.
You ever have this experience?
What was this experience?
And it's like, who left this here? And it's just like, it's just art, man. You know?
When was the last time you came across a little black and white comic book on the bus?
I was dead on a bus. Yeah, Thumbelina's it really feels like a doodle. It feels like Notebook doodles, but it's a movie, and it has songs. If you want to watch something viscerally weird, I'm not like insulting it or anything, by the way. I'm actually recommending you check it out. Thumbelina is aggressively, viscerally, brutally, confrontationally weird.
What do you think about
like it's like a Disney? I mean, I hate to use like words like it's like an acid trip. It's like a Disney movie on cocaine or whatever. Oh, I know Thief and the Cobbler. Yeah. I've messed with Thief and the Cobbler. Yeah, I'm not like an animation guy in general, so I don't really know any of what I'm talking about. Have we guessed what my favorite Disney movie is? How do we do this? So here we go. Can I do a poll? Let's see. I'm doing a poll. What is my favorite Disney movie? I'm gonna type them all in here. Mimsy, you can talk about movies you like or whatever while I type.
No.
Well, just do it. Just like
We've already talked.
It's dead air. I don't want to be sitting here not with just silence for like a minute because I'm trying to think of the correct gauntlet of responses and where to hide the correct response.
Your thought process.
No, just talk about something.
No, you have to ask me questions.
I just did. Rank your top five favorite Disney movies.
Top 5? I feel like we did this 2 streams ago.
Do it again. Fact check yourself. Somebody's gonna fact check you.
No
live.
one needs to know.
No, they must know.
No one needs to know.
They have to. They have to.
I mean, I already said I really like Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I like Fox and Hound.
Fox and the Hound's legit.
Fox and the Hound. Let's see. I mean, I guess like musically, I like Hercules' songs.
Hercules,
they're all very catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I like listening to stuff like that. And
we got Danny DeVito.
yeah,
in that
Mulan
one.
has pretty good songs too.
Oh, I forgot about Mulan.
Yeah, you didn't even talk about Mulan.
Mulan.
Like a lot of people talked about Mulan.
Mulan is interesting because you've got Eddie Murphy as a wisecracking dragon, and then
Mulan's
1 year
good.
later he's a wisecracking donkey.
I
Shrek.
felt like Mulan had a big impact on me growing up. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, I can actually be like her. Except I also dressed up as Ariel from Little Mermaid for
Just
Halloween.
a big red. Did you wear a red wig made out of like yarn?
No, my aunt.
Red
So my
yarn.
aunt used to work as like a technical designer for like a clothing company, and she would have like all these rolls of fabric, and she had like this red fabric that she just fashioned into like a little wig for me. You know, she just draped it over my head, and sewed me like a mermaid tail, and I was the Little Mermaid. It was pretty good. Oh man, I just realized the one story I can tell everyone.
Let's tell a story.
About my middle name.
Oh, you want to tell?
No, I don't know. It's like the only funny.
No. I'm helping Mimsy workshop a collection of anecdotes about herself that are hilarious. If she wants to tell, if she ever wants to assemble a stand-up comedy set. I'm looking at this list of Disney movies. We didn't talk about Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
That one's not so good.
Did you know in 5th grade, there's that one song that Esmeralda sings at the church, right? And the music teacher wanted a solo part for it, and I got it. I got that solo part. So I sang that one song.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, in front of like a whole bunch of people.
All right, we got a 3-minute poll coming up. Here it is. Here's the poll. It's launching. Poll is launched. What is my favorite Disney movie? These are 5 Disney movies I like a lot, which I have not talked about. So we're going to see where the poll goes. You got Bambi, Snow White, Black Cauldron, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians is absolutely...
I don't even think I know the answer
That is transcendental kitsch as well. 101 Dalmatians. Transcendental. Black Cauldron... Keep in mind my strong words about the absolute artistry of Thumbelina, and know that was a Don Bluth joint. Snow White, the one I'm certain Miyazaki loves, and I have various reasons for believing that. Bambi, love a good simplicity.
We've never talked about Bambi.
We've never talked about Bambi. I like Bambi.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the thing, like movies that I really, really like, I don't want to watch like super duper often.
Oh, so that's why you just never talked about it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, there's, you know, you have these, does anybody have these movies out there that you
voted yourself.
I voted myself for the wrong one, which is fun. I voted for the wrong one. Yeah, so, man, yeah, there's like movies that you like so much that you don't really want to watch them a lot, right? You can't really like watch them multiple times. Like for me, it's
so
like
weird.
There's some movies you don't want to watch.
Oh, you're so weird.
There are some movies you couldn't want to watch over and over again.
You watch it over and over again.
What, me?
Yeah, like in general.
No, there's different. No, there's some stuff that I can't. There's some stuff where it's like, oh, I like it too much. I'm not going to watch it over and over again.
That's so interesting.
I'll watch. I'll watch Glengarry Glen Ross 500 times.
Because you hate that movie.
No, I love it, but it's like that's one I can just watch whenever. You never open your mouth till you know what the shot is. You child. You know, I'll watch that over and over again. Somebody in the chat, you know, I would time you out and then remove the timeout for mentioning Always Be Closing, which is that's from the first 10 minutes of the movie. You got to learn the deep cuts. The whole movie is that good, dude. The whole movie is that good. I like Terry Gilliam films. I like all of those. I actually haven't watched The Man Who Killed Don Quixote yet because spoilers right there in the title. God. Though also, yeah, I would really like to watch that one. It's also it's hard to believe it's real, so that's interesting. Terry Gilliam isn't one of those guys who's like now, you know, I don't know, became like some sort of guy who hates cancel culture, is he? I know that John Cleese is very anti-cancel culture these days, isn't he? He is? He became one? Okay, so we've got the poll results. 24 votes, 13% for Snow White. 35 votes, 19% for 101 Dalmatians. 38 votes, 21% for Bambi. 39 votes, 21% for Sleeping Beauty. And the winner, 49 votes, 26%, Black Cauldron. I love Black Cauldron a lot. But I did definitely manipulate you all into voting for that. Sleeping Beauty is my favorite Disney film. It is 100% objectively perfect movie. So that's the answer. I specifically tried to make you all think it was Black Cauldron. This was great. I I didn't even vote for Mimsy knows I voted for Snow White
Yeah.
because it was the one that was the furthest behind in the poll. So I voted for it. Black Cauldron would be my number 2 though. So that's good.
You like Bambi though?
Yeah, Bambi's real good. Bambi's real good. Again,
Oh, we should.
there's
watch
a certain
Bambi.
sublimity to it, you know.
Is this
Whereas-
why you don't like Fox and the Hound? Because it's just like a worse version.
Fox and the Hound is Fox and the Hound's dopey as
Not
heck.
why.
One of our lights has died, which is a fun segue into what if we played some video games.
Play video games?
The light just turned off because it's not plugged into a power source. The number 1 vote, everybody voted for Black Cauldron. But I did punk you all into that with my extended aside about Thumbelina, which I do
No,
love.
Also, you just talk about Lord of the Rings all the time.
Yeah, I talked about
That's
Lord of the
also
Rings,
why.
Landstalker. I talked up a little bit on
Zelda.
how much I liked the more British fairy tale story style Disney films like Robin Hood and I don't like Peter Pan. Don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
it no. Don't like it no. So what did we download today? What do we own? We downloaded this.
We should play Cooking Mama.
What? What?
Just thought of it. It's Nintendo.
I downloaded this Live Alive demo, this Famicom Detective Club game, which I wanted for a long time, and I intend fully to play. Maybe on my own time. I wanted to play. Last time I tried to insinuate us into playing this, and then I pretended that I wanted to play Zelda. I wanted to play Super Mario Sunshine just for a couple minutes. Do you mind if
Yeah, let's
will you
do
all
it.
indulge me in a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine? Okay, I gotta turn this big old key light off here. Hold on. I did play a little bit of Zelda. I didn't really. I just loaded up my old save just to check it out, and I had a pretty good time at it. Oh, Mario! It's me, a Super Charlie. I have the brothers. That's Mario's old catchphrase. Oh, they got soundtracks in here? Give me that soundtrack. Let's listen to a tune. Hold on, here we go. This is the Mimsy the Punk is stomping on into town theme song. Do you like this?
Wait, when I go into the
Mimsy
kitchen
the
and
Punk,
turn
Mimsy
on
the
all
Punk,
the lights.
Mimsy the Punk. Mimsy the Punk is in town. Mimsy the Punk is in town. Well, this lighting's not bad. This is Mimsy the Punk is stomping into town. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Honk, honk, honk. You gotta make sounds constantly through the song or Nintendo will copyright strike your YouTube upload. I bet
they're gonna still strike it.
Honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk. I'll honk the horn. Honk your horns! Honk your horns, Jerry. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna drive myself bonkers. Wait, it has another little section here. Here it is. Right?
Yeah.
Koji Kondo knows what's up. I always wished there was like a perfect NES cover of this. Like a perfect sounding one. In the style of Super Mario 3's music. Mm-hmm. And then of course you look it up on like your overclocked remix and whatnot. And there's several attempts and none of them are that good. No offense to them. We've already loaded back around. Here's a good song. This is Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, or whatever. It sounds like that. Metallic Mario. This is
I like
the
this
composers of
one.
Mario music trying to make music that sounds cool.
like Undertale.
Sounds like Undertale.
Yeah.
Piranha Pants Lullaby Piano. We're gonna go ahead and launch a Super Mario Sunshine. Give it to me. To check the controls or suspend the game, press the minus button. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that button is. Nintendo presents a Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh my god.
Yes, someone has been leaving that graffiti on mailboxes and trash cans around our neighborhood, which I find very interesting. I'm a Mario, and this is my non-girlfriend, Princess Peach. Our friend Old Toad with us in the first class as we go to the Australia.
Oh, look at that.
I was gonna narrate this whole thing. Have you guys heard the news? That Chris Pratt's Mario voice will be unlike anything you have ever heard. The most insidious murder threat I've ever beheld in my life. Isla Delfino. I'll resort to those facilities if you know what I mean. Mario wants the food, you see that? I love that Mario's just never had a vacation in his whole life. Mario, what's that? This is no good. Mario's being Princess Peach already hates Mario. She's like, Mario, how dare you already be on the island causing trouble? Toadsworth is just dreaming about filling his trousers with turds while he falls asleep on the beach. Waking up with a chocolate pie in his pants. He's gonna void his bowels. Super Mario's got the sunshine, baby.
Super Mario Sunshine.
See, Charles Martinet still kind of had a handle on the voice at this point. He still had a sort of a handle on the voice. He hadn't lost it yet. He's completely lost it now. I'm just letting this hang for a second. So I want a little bit of footage of this because I need a little footage of Mario Sunshine for something. Just a little bit. I just need the, okay, let's get in there. Ooh, I'm a Mario. I'm gonna win. Oh, this is some Mario Party controls here. Wild to see this in 1080p and widescreen. Easily, Delfino. I'm a Mario and I'm gonna land at the airport. So, Mario, Mimsy, do you see the plot here? Mario...
Is on vacation.
Mario's going on vacation, but someone imitating Mario is going around writing Mario's name all over stuff.
Why is Toad so old?
An interesting story. That's Toadsworth. He's also known as Old Toad.
It's moving.
No, boys, don't touch that stuff.
No, boys! The Toads aren't actually boys anymore. It's been determined that the Toads aren't boys. Princess Peach just has that dead-eyed, like, this dead-eyed skepticism. She just beholds everything in the world as like, there's more nonsense. There's more trash.
Master Mario, if you would.
Oh my god, I love Toadsworth. He's such a dirtbag. Short sleeve Mario. Still got his overalls on. Wow! You know, overall, Mario, be careful. I have a better feeling about these.
Oh my god, I like that. Like, text choice.
30 FPS sucks. Splatoonio! I'm a Splatoonio. What are you waiting for? Do something. This gooey paint of yours. They think I did this. I mean, I like Mario Sunshine. It's the Sega Mario game. Let's just call it what it is. It's basically, if Sega made a Mario game, it would be this. You know? This is just a heck of a thing. This is just a heck of some trash for me to have to do. I mean, I knew that I had to go get this flood object.
For purchasing this item from Gad Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information.
I mean, there's just some real, just big bones on this story already, ain't there? They're just like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and put a science fiction device. Is this AI upscaled cutscenes? Did they AI upscale this?
I hope to be of assistance.
You're not gonna be of no assistance. Alright, I'm Mario. Mario's got his tool belt on.
Proceeding with user instruction.
You know, there's every time a Batman movie comes out, there's like the same kind of Nimrod on the internet who's gonna be like, who says like, oh, he's gonna be a whole lot more of a... Oh, they cut out the names of the buttons. That's so great, because they're just... The stick, he said the stick. There was only one stick on the GameCube controller. Nintendo's very fortunate that the X button is still the button. They cut out the word button. Oh, I love that they just flat out erased the words from the GameCube cutscenes. This is definitely the laziest low effort port possible. No offense to it. Oh man. Anyway, you know, there's always the same kind of boring Nimrod who's like, I hope in this Batman movie we get to see Batman being a detective more. No, please, Lord, no. I couldn't stand to hear it again. I hope we get to hear more of Batman being a detective. And it's like... And then I guess this is like the Mario game for people who... For like the kind of absolutely deranged freakopaths who said they wanted a Mario game that was more about being a plumber. That's what this feels like. Sorry, the controls are so unintuitive. The controls are so wildly unintuitive. Also, when I play, I'm too, when I play these Marios, I'm too, I focus a little too much on trying to, like, actually, like, discreetly remove every single bit of the blobule. Like, I get on it as though I really have to, Oh man, these objects are just so ugly in this Mario Sunshine, aren't they? Like, this paint is such an ugly... Like, I think Splatoon's a cool game design-wise. Though it's like, it's got all that nasty, ugly, like, stupid-looking paint stuff all over everything. You know, that's actually... It's bold of them. It's bold, I guess. I Mario'd it. Because if you know that you're Mario, you can do what you want. I'm gonna get that shine. Give it to me, man. I'm gonna do a backflip. Oh, I can't do a backflip. The Japanese version, Mimsy said, shine, get. I like this. This is my favorite Mario game because we get to actually see Mario being a plumber in this one. That's a joke. That's not true. Quite an unusual device, yo. Oh my god, it's the first Mario game with cops in it, lord. Super Mario Bacon. Maybe we can open the window. Do you think we can open the window, Mimsy?
Yeah.
Oh, could we open it?
Is now in session.
We're gonna open the window, everybody.
No doubt aware. Someone has been senselessly defacing Fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance.
Oh my god, it's just like chocolate turds. You see there's just like a turd river on the ground? I remember seeing like some internet forum post where a guy was like, Mario Sunshine looks okay, but I don't like that there's no snow levels. Wait, what are you doing? Mimsy's signaling me. What are you hand signaling? We can go in a minute. I'll try to wrap this up. I really just wanted a couple minutes of Mario Sunshine. We're gonna hang out on this island for a minute, Mimsy. They really load a lot of story into this Mario game. Mario's been framed. Among us. Oh, Princess Peach.
I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario will not be allowed to leave.
Mario!
Court adjourned.
Can you believe Mario got framed for a god-darn crime, and now is like the punishment is busy work?
Predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution. But the pollution itself.
Yeah, having the only character, like your talking sidekick for silent protagonist have like a stuffed nose.
Shine sprites are the
Uh,
source of power on Isle Delfino.
Just like talking out like a
Gathered in great numbers at
a
the
plugged up nose hole.
Graviti incident has
Like
been
that's a real choice, I guess.
have fled.
Is Miyamoto, did he sign off on that?
Support the peaceful lifestyle of the islander.
I love Nintendo games. I like Zelda, I like Mario, like whatever.
Only way to
But
ensure the return
I
of
think
the Shine Sprite
this game kind of handily proved that Nintendo, when it comes right down to it,
is likely at work, even
Shigeru Miyamoto's little bit of self-deprecation where he was asked if he considers himself an artist, and he said he's not an artist. He's a
tomorrow
he just he doesn't make art. He makes toys or whatever. This handily proves it. Want to hear my explanation again? Imagine the person who would say yes.
I would choose yes. Sometimes.
You can't miss the mess now. Your first job
Like this just kind of proves that that
What are those things?
they're the Chubba Bubbuses, they're called. No, I don't know what they're called. They're the Isle Delfino residents, the Delphinoids or whatever. Delfino Plaza. So
are
this
they only in this game?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's Nintendo, so they're obviously in
Is that a
Smash
chocolate
Bros and
river?
whatever. No, it's just like nasty turd
Oh, I
mud.
love the fruit. I love how there's so much fruit in Mario.
It's nasty turd mud. This is a good song. Doom doom ba doom ba doom.
Can you
doom,
buy
doom,
fruit
turd
from
mud?
them?
Let's clean the turd mud. This game is about a beautiful tropical paradise. Just beleaguered with turd mud. Just some real absolute liver problem diarrhea. Will you please get the ticker off the bottom of the screen so I can just get decent foot? That thing really jumped at me. What is this UI intrusion? Miyamoto, okay, I don't want to blame Miyamoto for everything wrong with this game. I think this game's cool, etc. I haven't played it in many years, in like literally 20 years, so cut me a break. Oh my god, please get your trash off of my screen. I don't want to blame my... Can you please shut up? Absolutely intrusive GameCube era Nintendo UI. Just... Oh my lord! It's right there, I know! So Mimsy, in the early 2000s, Nintendo did this thing where they just, they assumed the player was forgetting the controls, like, all the time in every game they made, and they just constantly tell you the controls. Just an onslaught of UI stuff. And then Miyamoto and his friends and his cronies, a few years later, started talking about accessibility as though, you know, games have to be understandable by the public. Games have to be really simple. They have to be simple enough for a 3-year-old or a... Miyamoto very proudly talked about his wife a lot. Like, if my wife understands the game, that's how I know it's good. And it's like, wow. Is your wife, is she defective? Like, I don't understand what, why that was the metric he kept mentioning. Is your wife a broken robot? Like, I don't understand. Like, it was weird. But, you know, they pretended the Nintendo Wii is simple so that Grandma can understand it. But it's like, I think you all made Mario Sunshine a game that's just paraphernalious as heck. You know? Mm-hmm. And they tried to pretend like they learned some great... Like, I could have told them this game was too complicated. This is, like, more complicated mechanically than, like, any first-person shooter I can think of. Like, no joke. Because you have to aim this thing... Am I doing something hideously wrong? Sorry, my nose itches. I feel like I'm allergic to something. This is very painful. I sprayed that guy. My water's sputtering out. Okay. A Debs alert. Wait, what? What is happening? I'm gonna have a heart attack, dude. Like, was Miyamoto basically saying that his wife played Super Mario Sunshine and she told him she was gonna divorce him if he didn't put the game in the trash? Is that what happened?
No, I think it's just like for example, I'm like thinking like, oh, my mom wouldn't play these games, you know? It's like that sort of metric.
God, that was so repetitive there, wasn't it? That was so boring. I really did just have to boneheadedly spray that thing.
On the statue's head.
And that's like the first challenge. That's part of your vertical slice. Oh, now we witness Shadow Mario.
Mario?
He's clearly not Mario because he's like made of glass and has a magic wand. Get that, Mario. Get that, Mario. You gotta talk over it. Oh my god, he just stole the princess.
Mario.
Alright, where am I going? I mean, that first encounter just kind of puts a sour taste. I really want to just unlock the open world, Mimsy. That's what we're trying to do. Oh my god, the Debs alert. Princess Peach of the Mushroom Kingdom. Blue coin. You got to get all of those. Because if you get 100 of them, you'll have a blue dollar. I'm bored. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound mean. I wanted some open world footage where I'm just walking around in the open world. Again, haven't played this game in 20 years and don't particularly have extremely fond memories of it. I liked Mario Odyssey though. Game was 60 FPS as heck.
Mario.
If you want to shoot water while moving, press ZR. Okay. Just shoot the ground. I don't like myself. Where is this dirtbag at? Oh, he's here. Okay. Oh, I get it. I just lazily run behind this guy and I can get him. Oh, I just got trapped inside of a dude. Wait, what? Oh, crack. I'm so bored. I just want to walk around in this open world. I don't want to actually play this game. Stop the criminal in his tracks with some water. That's what I'm trying to do, dude. Luckily, he stops and stands still. This guy really does not have a long term, like, he doesn't really have, like, any kind of a long game here. I know my Mario moves a little bit. God, the controls are just so clunky. I hate it. You know, you play a lot of video games in your life. A man does, right? I really hate having to press up to... I'm gonna die. I'm so bored. I don't want to do this. If you want to shoot some water while moving, press ZR. Yeah. It doesn't really do much. Oh, this is how you do it. You just paste him like this. Okay. Shigeru Miyamoto's wife is not enjoying this. Shigeru Miyamoto's wife in the chat. If so, I'm sorry. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I don't want to play this anymore. It's hot in here. I want to eat dinner. I just want to walk around the open world. God, they really should have just halved the health on, like, everything in this game. Am I seriously about to die? A kidnapping. Oh, yeah? I'm so bored. Okay, it's over. Thank God, thank God. Shouldn't be allowed to use tools like that. See some sort of speedrunner police? What is he? Yeah. So I showed the person off the ass strip. I bet you did. Short sleeve Princess Peach. Chase him. What are you, the cops? Can I eat some of this fruit? He's gonna go into the... Alright, he's going inside of the paint dimension. My God. Oh yeah, spray it with water. Yeah, nothing really complements the visceral thrills of just fun technical Mario action like a repeatedly beeping low health warning and then a bunch of diarrhea all over the level design. Alright. We're finally here in the first level. Mario's on a vacation. Ah, I'm a Mario. These graphics are nice. This game is nice. Good vibe here. We're not at the diarrhea yet. I'm impressed that they let Mario magnetize onto these ropes. What with how atrociously user-unfriendly the primary action of the game is. Can't stress enough that the water aiming is extraordinarily unintuitive, and that solutions existed even back then. They coulda, shoulda known a little better. Still, something so simple as like an auto-target mechanism. Mario with some kind of a gun. You know, it's intriguing enough. We all love the technical action of Mario, don't we, everybody? We love him for that stuff. Wait, oops. Sorry. Wait, Lush Community, get out. Please go away. Please go away. Get out, thank you. Sorry, my finger touched a button. I'm Mario. Mario should sing along to all the songs. They should let Charles Martinet just kind of improvise. Just cocaine-provise. Just all sorts of shrill nonsense to every song in the game. I mean, I played all the way through this game when it first came out. You know, I liked it good enough. I understood that if I ever went back to it and revisited it as I am doing right now, that I probably wouldn't like it very much. Oh, stop it. Dirtweed. Oh my God, I hate this. Spraying this butt dumpling on the ground. Where am I supposed to go? Honk, 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 honk. Frank, you bum. Give me that blue coin. Oh, that's a Jerry coin. Alright, give me that coin. That's a good. I'm sorry to spray you, boys. Spray it or pay it. Oh, I can ride that windmill. Because I'm Windmill Jerry. Or that's not a windmill, it's a water wheel. Holy Lord. The snappage on that, Just saving 10 times in a level? Yeah, why not? Honk, 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 honk. Oh my god, kill me now. Oh my god, kill me now. Thank you. Oh my god, can you please just aim in the correct direction? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna flat out die. Yeah, another one. Yeah, let's just keep saving. Real fun to see don't touch the power button 10 times in the middle of a level. That's a real normal video game. I'm gonna climb this. Ah, forget it. I don't care. Oh, some of these old-fashioned windmills. Mario's got his short sleeves on. Oh, wait, God. God-forsaken trash. I'm supposed to use my hover. My bad boy hover, as it were. I mean... Holy... It's just like such a persnickety obstacle to have to try to climb up onto. Holy Lord. I mean, this game is bold for a lot of this weird trash it's trying to do. I mean, it's bolder than heck. I mean, I wouldn't have made this game. You kidding? Oh, are you absolutely joking? I hate this. I don't want to play this anymore. Man, I do. I want to just get to the plaza so I can just walk around in it like a normal person. Without this kleptomania music going. The music of you're chasing around a... Wait, maybe I didn't have to go into this level. Ah! What a horrible obstacle. Like, to be like a mandatory way to get further in the level. I mean, it's just so, like, bad angular. Where am I trying to go? I can't do this. Yeah, after a few short years after this, Nintendo were all, you know, highfalutin. Oh yes, we always think of the unexperienced gamers. Oh, we're very... Okay, I'm gonna just overshoot that every single time. I don't care. Oh, we always think of the first-time gamers. We love to make our games, ooh, very accessible. It's like, and they're just they're flooding their games with tutorial tooltips. I mean, this is the most paraphernalious game. We just wanted a Mario. I think if Miyamoto didn't have the bones to make this weird backpack like ultra good, it is not an all-time great video game mechanic. It's got the makings of something in there. It's got the makings of something curiously, you know, it could work. It's firmly in it could work territory, but it's like the game doesn't earn it. It doesn't really wager anything on its behalf either. It is just kind of a very interesting little weird big swing. I mean, they really swung hard for this mechanic. I mean, I feel myself getting better at using this thing I hate. Man, I don't know. I do not know. I mean, this kind of speaks to a lot here, is... I'm a guy with the... You know, I don't want to toot my own horn too much. I got some professional, you know, AAA 3D level design experience. I know a couple of things. We're not going to get into industry secrets and technical terms here, but this level is a nonsense hodgepodge. Like, none of this makes any sense. They're trying to go for, like, an organic space, I think. The coin disappears really fast. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And I'm very impatient. Because I just want to play around in the open world. With normal music. Miyamoto says make the first level last, right? Did they make this one last? Is it over there? Is it this aisle, Lewis? I guess I follow the arrows. I'm mostly just kind of being theatrical here. I know I have a basic idea what I'm supposed to do. What I'm what my obnoxiousness was attempting to represent is the fact that just having arrows, like arrow signs that change depending on the level objective, a little bit tacky. And then here's one of these things to just soullessly plug full of holes. And it grows, just a big old turd lollipop comes out of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. And it's not the, and nothing, no button is like the button you'd think it would be. Not having a good time, ladies and Jerry's. Or should I say Jerry's and Jerry's. I'm gonna go get myself a nice big drink. A long, tall drink of the tasty stuff. God, the water is so real, it's making me thirsty. It's from IGN's review of the original BioShock. Oh, it recedes into its pit. Into its lava cake if you, What was he trying to tell me? I'm so triumphantly bored here. I'm so, like, astronomically bored out of my mind. And I've got this annoying sound effect. My attacks are having no effect. Maybe if I alter my timing. You gotta plug these guys full of... Don't like this game. Oh, get out of that turd soup. God, what a slog. I mean, just some real weird choices here. To make a Mario game that's just a tropical island covered in, like, boring turds. Like, mechanically, just, like, brain-dead turd blastathons. I'm a Mario. I shot the turds on my face. I got the turds on my face. Yeah, let's do it. It's like nothing says you're on vacation like your face is covered in turds, I guess. I'm a Mario. Have you all heard the news? Chris Pratt is threatening to give us a Mario voice like nothing we've ever heard. Can I get away from this nonsense? Can I please get the trash? That stupid news ticker off the screen. I don't care about your world building. It's all right here. You've got plenty of beautiful graphics. Holy Lord. I just want to run around and jump on stuff in the open world. I don't care about the stupid news. I'm going to die in real life if you don't stop. This is all I want to do. I just want to run around on these rooftops. God, it sounds like goddarn Gandalf taking a tinkle. What is that? I just want the normal music. I just want to relax and enjoy the tropical island atmosphere. Lord. There's a pineapple up there in case y'all didn't see it. I didn't really expect to wake... When I woke up this morning, I didn't expect to just complete my day by getting upset at Super Mario Sunshine. For not, for daring to not, predict every video game design trend of the next 20 years. We're just trying to get some footy of running around. Sorry, I want to jump up onto that Piney-O. Hold on. Holy Lord! Shine scientists report that the shine sprites of Isle Delfino's legendary Shine Gate have disappeared. The appearance of graffiti on the island is being cited as a possible clue, but officials are reluctant to draw any conclusions, as they always are in this godforsaken world. Holy, what an absolute shotgun to the groin. You're just gonna throw a bunch of words on the... You can't let the player chill. Imagine making a game that looks like this, that just won't let the player chill. You should be letting me chill right away. You know what this is? You know what Super Mario Sunshine is? All due respect. It's if Sega made a Mario game for the Xbox. That's what this is. The original Xbox. How would that work? I'm just trying to do the triple jump. Why is the timing all weird? I want to triple jump on this. And I want to do it without the news ticker. There's my footy. Where's this, my footy? Ocean over there. Oh, we'll do it again. If I can beat the news ticker. Alright, let's do it. I just want to try to get a little... I just need a little clip. I need a little clip of Mario Sunshine for something I'm working on. That camera. Whew. I don't know if Shadow Mario or... Why was it a triple jump instantaneously? Hold on, we'll figure this out. Hold on. Oh! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna flat out die. I'm gonna flat out die. It's gonna do it again, too. It's gonna goddarn do it again. It's a shame this game is not 60 FPS. I know a lot of stuff in the game is like tied to the frame rate. They can't just... the Switch could probably handle it at 60 FPS. That's a joke about the Switch. Bibis, please stop yelling. Why is he triple jumping right away? Do I not understand the jumps? I mean, that's a mechanic that seems like it's appealing. This, Cave Story, machine gun. I mean, I don't know what else I need. I just wanted a little bit of running around in the open world. I want quality footy. Quality footy without weird, intrusive UI nonsense. Really was I mean, I knew that revisiting this game wasn't like the best idea for me personally. And I knew it wasn't the best idea for me. I feel like, so I, you know, whatever. I saw where this game was going when I first played it. I thought it was alright. Obviously, time has been less kind to it than I initially was. Mario Galaxy is probably a better game, but it's not better in the way that I would want a Mario game to be better, if that makes sense. The stupid Debs alert is just the absolute buzzkilliest thing. God, those guys don't like being stomped on. I mean, it does have some good technical action to it. It's, some of this stuff is pretty decent. I mean, the more I play it, the more I'm enjoying these mechanicals. I just feel like, again, you know, the legendary Shigeru Miyamoto's inability to predict every single design trend that would continue to evolve in the 20 years following the release of this game. It's a little disappointing. The aiming feels clunky and weird. FPSs yet did not possess the ubiquity they do today. So, I mean, Miyamoto and company probably had some hardline stance against... Oh yeah, there's that twirly jump. Some hardline stance against having an aiming reticle on the screen. They really want me to go into that paint hole, don't they? Jerry. A Jerry trash can. I'm just gonna keep spraying it. Mario. There actually is some good sunshine in the game. You see that? I'm a Mario and I'm gonna win. I think I'm just about ready to stop playing this video game. Did anybody have a good time? Anybody / everybody? Anybody have a good time here? Did I goblinize? Well. Oh my god. The Debs, man. The goddarn Debs. Oh my god. You can't... I just want to hear the music. I just want to, like, have the music going while I talk. There we go. The menu screen does it. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody doing in the chat? Do you think they're going to replace Charles Martinet with Chris Pratt in all of these Mario games? They're going to release the way they put Martinet's voice in those... what do you want? Hold on, my friend is here. What do you need? What do you need? Come here, buddy. You little punk. He was like jumping up here, trying to come up here. Come on up. Come on up. You can come up here. You come up here all the time. Get up here. Come on. Get your hair all over my pants. Come on. It's already all over my goddarn pants. Come on up here, buddy. Come on, my boy. He's just staring at me. Come on. You want to end the stream? You want to eat dinner? That's what it is, right? You want dinner and a treat? Is that it? You want a treat? You want a treat? And he tilts his head. You say treat, he goes... Do you want a treat? Oh, there it was. So predictable. Bibby Babbis, are you hungry? He did it again. The word's hungry? Hungry? Treat? Yeah, there it is. He just loves the word hungry, treat, and outside. He did it again. Outside? Outside, hungry, or treat? I haven't seen any new chat messages in the chat. Oh, here we go. We got some. Do you want a treat? He did it. Treat? His head just kind of like rotates like a barn owl almost. How's everybody doing in the chat? He's just staring at me. He's just standing there staring at me. Did you all like seeing that Mario Sunshine? Did you like it? What? Oh, I stopped looking at him and he came closer. I'm not looking at him now. There he is. He's back. What do you need? What do you want? You want to come up here? You want to come up? I think he wants me to go with him. What do you need? What do you need? Hold on. I'll be right back. Everybody just sit here and chill with this tune for a second. What is it? In here? What? Oh my god, Bippy Babbis is weird. Oh, is this what you hear the best music you can. All right, we're back. So I got up, and Bibbithy Babbis turned around and just ran into the bedroom. So he's here. He ran to the bedroom where Mimsy was sitting up on the bed. Look at this baby. Mimsy, I had a little bit of a miserable time with Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
I think next week, for next week's stream, I think we're gonna get back into a video game.
Yeah.
I've chosen a couple of video games. Chosen a couple. That we could play through as a stream sort of event. And I think I know which one. I think I have a couple ideas on which one we're gonna actually play. We're gonna start playing through one. It's my boy. Do y'all like my boy? Don't. Do you like my baby? Do you like my boy? Hey, do you like my boy? Little Polly Walnuts. That's him. Little Polly. Say hello, Bib. What are you yelling at me for? He's dirt biking, everybody. I don't know why. He's a good dog. He's a good dog. I like you, Bib. I like you, Bibbis. Are you my boy, baby Bibbithy? Well, I think it's almost time to end the stream. Shall we let Bibby Babbis press the button?
Yes, let's do it.
Mimsy, would you like to say goodnight?
Good night.
Remember, it's a dynamic microphone. You gotta do this.
Good night.
I can't answer the question for the person who asked what movie does the question. What's that on the buffet over there? I can't tell you. You just have to watch good movies. Watch a bunch of movies, man. Watch a bunch of movies. Maybe you'll find out. Watch a bunch of good ones. Try to figure out what movies I like and then watch a bunch of them. Just comb through my archives, find every movie I've ever talked about, and just start watching them all. And eventually you'll know what's that on the buffet over there. Just gotta watch movies. Watch good ones. Alright, everybody.
Good luck! Bingo!
And as always,
my defenses are impregnable. My style is impetuous. I'm Alexander the Great.
So,
thank you.
Press the button, Bib. Just for God's sake, press it. This one. Press the button, my baby. Press. He didn't press it. And then there's one more button we need you to press. That's to end the YouTube recording. Hello, YouTube people. This was not streamed. You're viewing exclusive bonus content. Press it, Bib Baby. Press it, little buddy.